I'm Anil Kumar. Here we'll explore end behavior of polynomials. The question is, provide an example of polynomial that has each of the following end behavior. We're given three different cases. You can pause the video, copy, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. So the first one is, as x approaches infinity, y approaches infinity, and as x approaches minus infinity, y approaches infinity. We need to provide an example of a polynomial that has this kind of end behavior, right? So let me sketch this roughly, right? So we are just sketching the end behavior. X approaches infinity, y approaches infinity means this end, right? X approaches minus infinity, y approaches plus infinity. That means both are on the same side. Now if both are on the same sides, then it is clear that's an even degree polynomial, right? So what we have here is even degree polynomial. Even degree, is it okay? And leading coefficient is positive, and positive leading coefficient, let me write an. One of the simplest equations which satisfies this will be y equals to, let's say, x to the power of 4, right? So it's even degree and positive leading coefficient. That's the simplest example. All right, you could write x squared also. Anyway, let's look into the next example. It is end behavior is given to us. So let me sketch this one also here. So it is when x approaches positive infinity, y approaches negative infinity. So kind of like this, is it okay? And when x approaches negative infinity, y approaches positive infinity. So what we see here is opposite ends. So it is opposite ends. Opposite ends means what? Odd degree polynomial, correct? It means odd degree. And when right side is down, let me write down, right is down. That means what? It means that the leading coefficient an is negative, is less than 0. That is what it means. So a good example for this could be, so I'm giving you very simple examples here. Minus, because this end is downwards, and odd degree we can just write cubic function, is it okay? So that could be an example satisfying this particular condition. The last one here is when x approaches positive infinity, y approaches negative infinity. So let me sketch it here in a different ink. So what we have here is x approaches positive infinity, y approaches negative infinity. So right side is down. It means leading coefficient is negative. That means an is less than 0. Okay. Now it says x approaches negative infinity, y approaches negative infinity. Same sides. That means what? Even degree, right? So we have even degree polynomial, correct? So you could write any even degree polynomial as your example. For example, you can write y equals to x to the power of 4, but negative leading coefficient, let me write minus here, okay? Plus 2x cubed minus x plus 5, whatever. But what you will find here is that since the degree is even, both are on the same sides, leading coefficient negative, right side down. So that is how you could actually provide examples for polynomials with given end behavior. I hope that is absolutely clear. My suggestion is try to provide simple examples. Thank you and all the best.